Hey YouTube, this is Brian here. This is going to be my top 10 favorite video for musicians right now. I'm going to be updating this now and then when there's some major change to who I've been listening to at the moment. But I figure all of our opinions are kind of like fluid things. So I'll update this as it changes, like I said. So thanks for watching. Anyways, yeah, let's get to it. Number one on this list is going to be Seether. And the reason I put them on here is because I think that they're kind of like the modern day Nirvana. I think that their vocalist conveys very well that sort of angst and that sort of kind of gritty heaviness that Kurt Cobain also conveyed very well. And similarly, it kind of draws a really vivid and connection with the audience. It's really easy to resonate with the emotion that he's conveying. I also like the work they did with Amy Lee, which I'll mention again later. Number two on this list is going to be the Sonics. They're a band who are more from the 60s, but they're surprisingly heavy for a band that was from all the way back then. You would expect a band that's got this much distortion and volume to be more like a punk rock band or a garage rock band from the late 70s or the early 80s. But the Sonics were certainly innovators, and they were heavy, but I think more in a kind of upbeat swing and drive the party in a kind of energetic fashion. Um, I think that's more what the Sonics were, not heavy in like a sort of Townes Van Zandt sort of vibe where it's like a downer, depressing your mood, make you sad kind of way. I think the Sonics are more. Well, all you need to do is listen to songs like Strychnine or Cinderella or Louie Louie. Okay, now getting on to number three on this list is going to be Amy Lee, one of the most beautiful voices of the last 25 years. I think her music, conversely to the Sonics, is kind of a little bit of a downer and is a little bit sad, which kind of sucks because I wish I could enjoy her voice and her music without it necessarily being such a downer always, kind of like Townes Van Zandt. Nevertheless, though, I really do enjoy her work with Seether, and I really do enjoy just her work on her own. With Evanescence as a backing band. Anyways, let's get on to number four on this list, which is Alice in Chains. My favorite thing from them is probably their Unplugged concert. But nevertheless, it kind of sucks, how quickly all the grunge singers seem to, and just vocalists from the 90s in general, how quickly they all seem to have died off. Um, you know, the guy from Sublime, the dude from Alice in Chains, the dude from Nirvana. I mean, we lost Chris Cornell recently. I mean, it just kind of sucks how it seems like we have no one left. I mean, even people from different genres, like in rap, for example, what happened to Tupac and what happened to Biggie. I mean, Jesus, it seems like everyone from the 90s is fucked. Okay. Number five on here is going to be Errol Garner. He's my favorite piano player, probably. I think that he displays a sort of shimmering emotion on there and a sort of complexity. He may have been a savant. He was self taught and at a very young age. which is incredible. I think it's just amazing the things that man was able to accomplish on the piano, and that he was self-taught and as a young man only makes it more impressive. I tip my cap to that guy. Number 6 on here is going to be Cream. Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, and Eric Clapton. Probably, I mean, you could argue they're the greatest super group of all time. I think that Cream, my favorite song by them has to be Spoonful, but I also really like White Room, and I also like their live version of Sunshine of Your Love. Um, I think that it's very hard to find a bad song by Cream. I was actually introduced to them, I think, at a live concert by a cover band. Uh, I don't want you to think I'm saying a live concert of the real Cream. Obviously, that's not the case, unfortunately. But I got into some of the old footage of the real Cream. You know, I got into some of the old footage after seeing that live cover band. Um, I think they acquainted me with songs like White Room, um, and like Sunshine of Your Love, which I was just like a kid and I hadn't heard yet. So I thank that cover band for that. Um, God, my hair is fucked up. Anyways, let's get to number 7 on here, which is number 7 is number 7. Okay, that's not what I was trying to say. I'm sorry. Number 7 on here is going to be Stained. Um, my favorite song by them is probably Falling or For You, Outside, So Far Away. There's a lot of them. I think that Stained is one of the most underrated bands of the last 20 years. I mean, can you believe they have less sales than bands like Nichols? What is it, Nippleback? I'm sorry. Anyways, but you get what I'm saying. Can you believe that Stained has, um, fewer views and sales than people like Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift? And oh my God, it's amazing that a band that can not only write things like that, but do amazing covers like they did of Comfortably Numb or of Tool's song Sober. Stained is not just a great band when it comes to doing their own songs. They can also pull off incredible covers too. Number 8 on here, and even though this is my top 10 favorite musicians right now, this guy would be on here probably forever, and that's Neil Young. My favorite song by him is probably Comes a Time. Uh, I also really like the song Sugar Mountain and Cortez the Killer. Neil Young is, I think he's got a beautiful and unique, transcendent voice, and he's also got a very diverse catalog, like the album he did where he worked with Pearl Jam. Um, but yeah, regardless of what stuff from his catalog, live or be it with different bands like Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. I mean, there's a lot of different work that you can watch Neil Young do. I mean, and he's great in every form. Uh, Thank you for watching. Number 9 on here is going to be The Devil Makes Three. They're kind of a bluegrass trio of sorts. Um, they're kind of an old world band in the new world in a way. They have like an upright bass player. They have like a fiddle player and a violin and stuff. And they have a banjo, and they have singers that have kind of a down home southern accent. Yeah, there's a really authentic feel to listening to The Devil Makes Three, especially their earlier albums. I mean, there's nothing wrong with their later albums, but at the same time, um, it kind of kind of carries a more of the feeling like they're not really trying as hard and they're kind of just coasting off their fame a little bit. Um, but their earlier albums are definitely fantastic, and you should check those out for sure. Number 10 on here is going to be Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly has um, a very short career, but at the same time, I think that if you just listen to the CD or two of work that he has, it's amazing. It's amazing the impact this guy had on popular music at large. It's just amazing. It seems like he's everywhere. When you listen to things after you actually listen to a Buddy Holly CD, it's just amazing. You'll hear little bits of him everywhere you listen, and it's because he's had an impact practically everywhere you go. And I think that's why he deserves a spot here. So thank you for listening. I love you guys. I think I'm out.